one of those orbs just shot down a drone. I'm about to.
How exciting is it that everybody's talking about the UAPs and the drones and the orbs now? It's amazing. This is what we needed. We needed everyone to be talking about it. We needed the mainstream media to start talking about it, and I think it was on ABC or something, which is awesome. So I just want to remind people of what I said about I don't know, a month ago now. When I first started talking about these things in the sky, and I said, there are some people who are going to think it's like a War of the Worlds type thing. And I said, it's not a War of the Times. It's not a War of the Worlds type thing. So War of the Worlds, for those who don't remember, is an old sci-fi novel that turned into a sci-fi radio show that turned into a sci-fi movie. It's been remade a couple of times. And in that movie, the aliens are coming to Earth and rampaging and killing everybody and sucking humans up into their cargo bays and eating them. Maybe they'll eat the rich. But no. You may recall that in my vision, what I talked about was seeing the ETs and then also seeing very high-tech planes created by humans. And so maybe the drones are, what I was actually seeing, but basically our highest level tech, our highest level vehicles, were trying to engage these entities. And, they kind of humored us for the last couple of weeks. They're like, okay, you can fly around and look at us, whatever. But, the tech is so much more superior to ours that it's a joke. So I guess now they're like, okay, kids, that's enough of the playing. We're going to shoot a couple of you down, teach you a lesson. But just know this is not war. This is not war. This is a whole bunch of beings showing up and trying to give us time to get used to the reality that they're here, and so that we don't panic, and so that we can slowly accept this new really understanding of what reality is. And yes, I did mention in an earlier vid that there were some nefarious ones who were going to try to, battle the good ones. But they're just far outnumbered. So the nefarious ones are associated with Starboy and his technology. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Starboy was somehow connected to the drones. But it could just be, our military or, our high level, top secret project. But, it doesn't really make sense for our government to be going after these things, because our government at the highest levels already knows who these people are, because as they disclosed just a few weeks ago, they're well aware of the existence of ETs. They've talked to them. They've got dead bodies. They've got ships. It's like, it's not a secret anymore. They've already disclosed that. So there's been 2 or 3 congressional hearings at this point talking about the reality of ETs. This should be non-controversial at this point. But people are hard-headed. It's like, you can tell them this is real, this is real, this is real. But if you've spent the last, 50 years telling people it's not real, it's going to take them a while to adjust their thinking. And we've just had so many movies that portray things a certain way that it's really conditioned us to think that if, ETs ever come, they're going to be super scary and super violent, and it's going to be the end of humanity as we know it. And that's just not the case. It's just not the case. They've been visiting for eons, and as I pointed out in one of my earlier vids, some of them are indigenous, the land, underground beings and the water beings that we would think of as ETs. If we ever met them face to face, we would say, ET! They're not actually extraterrestrial. They're terrestrial. But there are all these star beings who are not terrestrial, who are visiting us from other star systems right now. And it's actually a good thing. They're here to protect us. They're here to help us. It's a very good thing. See it as a good sign. It's like, the 3 kings at Christmas following the star. Just think of it that way. And remember, this is not a U.S. thing. This is not a New Jersey thing. These things are all over the world. It's not just us. So hey, post your sightings here. I want to see all the sightings from other parts of the world. because we need to be aware that this is a global thing and it's not a U.S. thing. Our press isn't really talking about this. So if you're from someplace, even if from the U.S., wherever you're from, put in the comments what you're seeing, where you're seeing it, where in the world you are, where in the U.S. you are. And, let's start collecting some data.